everybody. I'm Astha Rath and I'm a mentor at CLATapult. Today, we're going to talk about another process of alternative dispute resolution. This one is known as mediation. Now, what exactly is mediation? It is a voluntary process through which two parties that are disputing come together and reach a consensual, mutual settlement. Now, this settlement is reached through the help of a mediator. So let's talk about what this mediator essentially does. A mediator is supposed to come in and understand the frustrations of both the parties. What is it that they are ultimately seeking out of the settlement? It also ensures that the mediator lets the other party know that they want to preserve the relationship that is otherwise a very good one between the two parties before they disputed. So it is the realization that if we settle and look for something a little less than what we're expecting, then we can preserve the underlying relationship that the disputing parties have. A mediator can go hardball or coldball with the parties. What does that mean? Looking at what the kind of nature of both the parties are, the mediator can decide what kind of techniques do they want to utilize to ensure that they make the party know that they need to settle for them to gain at the end of this entire settlement. Therefore, a mediator has multiple roles to play. The mediator has to patiently listen to both the parties, what their qualms are about the process and what they want to ultimately achieve. The mediator also has to set up certain agenda points, which are points of dispute between the parties, wherein under all these points, they will have certain discussions that lead to fruitful engagements. Further, the mediator can take either party into a private caucus, which means it is a setup where only the mediator talks to the party, and they can decide that if there is something that the party is not openly being able to speak in front of the other party, then they can share that with the mediator in the private caucus, and the mediator can then change or customize their strategy accordingly. In terms of the enforceability of mediation, a settlement agreement is drawn by the mediator at the end of all fruitful discussions. Now, the settlement agreement potentially states each and every condition that has been met with or accepted by both parties. After reviewing that settlement agreement, both parties sign on it, and therefore the binding nature of a mediation comes into light. However, still, this settlement agreement will have to be deposited with the court for it to have legal enforceability. Now, a mediation is something that has been utilized by multiple companies and people in India. A lot of property disputes in today's time are being resolved by mediation. Why is that important? If you look at the census, multiple property disputes across India have been going on for decades. So the resolution to that being the two parties sitting across a table from one another and talking it out sounds very simple, yet it is very effective. We have now seen that many property disputes and familial disputes, marital disputes, have been resolved through the process of mediation. Therefore, while it is voluntary, it is also very effective. Now, another advantage to mediation is, of course, the fact that it is a lot faster in application. A lot of courts, especially high courts now, have mediation centers attached to them, wherein retired judges or even active lawyers become mediators to multiple disputes, and many pro bono mediations are also taking place. Through this, we're ensuring that we're taking away the burden on the litigation or on the judiciary and distributing that into alternative dispute resolution like that of mediation. With respect to what are the conglomerates that have potentially dealt with mediation in the past, Bharti Airtel and Vodafone Idea had come together to mediate one of their disputes. Further, in fact, Reliance has mediated multiple times. Tata Sons had mediated with Tata Docomo, which was another company. Like this, many conglomerates, given the confidential nature of mediation, are also choosing to do that today. With that, I think we've understood an overview of what mediation is, why are people choosing that in India, and why it is something as an alternative dispute resolution that is going to be favorable even in the future. Thank you.